Season 2 of the Pat and JT podcast.
Oh man, I'm here at last. The best time, always gonna be the best. Come on!
Exclusively on the Parkville Network.
Well, all right.
402-403-9478. So pumped that I don't have to write 3 numbers now for a while until on our season
Season
episode
2,
numbers.
Episode 1.
Episode. This is just number 2. I don't have to go. And my math's a little off. I don't know how on earth this happened, but our last episode of season, the first season, was 363.
My math's a little off. I don't know how this happened.
Yeah.
He says.
So it was 363 was the last episode of the first year.
wasn't.
And it was supposed to.
There were 366.
We had some bonus episodes. I don't know.
So there should be like 370 something.
Yeah. So is this? So this is leap year, right? So last year would have been 360.
We had February 29th. Was it
year.
February 29th? Was this year?
Is this
Yep,
year?
this year.
It's coming up.
It's coming up. February 29th.
Yeah,
is coming
so
up. But
this-
still, we should have 370 some episodes with bonus episodes.
Yeah, because you got a couple extras for your anniversary or something.
But I didn't number those. I just numbered the episode. I didn't number bonus ones. Like
So there's still 365.
In a perfect world, there should be somewhere down the road, I may have.
There's
double
2
numbered.
7s.
Right.
I know how that goes.
Yeah.
And I do what you do. Like I only number the ones where I have a guest. So any other ones that I do, any offshoots,
they're just
they're
names.
just out there.
Yeah, it's bonuses. Like
Oh, by the way, this is Small Guy Promotions. Danell Taylor is in the studio
Hello,
with us.
Omaha.
Yeah. Omaha Fattie.
Yes, Omaha Fattie also.
Right, so great food. Does some food blogs, some food videos, some food
Yes.
episodes, some food writing, a little bit of everything.
Food. Oh,
and anything Omaha.
Food. Yeah, anything Omaha. So I was also having that conversation over the weekend. So I was asked what was my brand. And I said, well, everything is under the Small Guy Promotions umbrella. Mm-hmm. The podcast just came to be from everything else that I was doing with Small Guy Promotions. Mm-hmm. Same thing with Omaha Fattie. It was a spinoff of stuff that I was already doing. So yeah, Small Guy is it, but it's, we're just branching out to
Seriously,
new things.
you just kind of focus a little more. Like Omaha Fattie is. You were going to.
It sounds so wrong.
It does, doesn't it?
It sounds so mean.
He said it first.
I know. I know. It just rolls off our tongue so much. Like, Omaha Fattie's in here.
But he was already, you were already going to all these restaurants and trying out new dishes and taking pictures and posting on social media. You just kind of expanded on it.
Yeah, made it official.
Yeah.
Got business cards now.
Nice.
And my partner is
Nice.
taking control of the design side. And
Nice.
we just did our first, on Saturday, my first foodie challenge. I had never done one of those before.
What one?
Vietnamese restaurant in La Vista.
Okay.
It's like a 5-pound bowl of rice noodles and broth, and your meat.
I've never had Vietnamese.
Oh,
I've never.
I love Asian food. So.
Okay, I do too, and that's why I've never tried. I didn't. It's like trying to know where to go because I know there's like any kind of restaurant. If somebody says you want to go have a steak, well, just pick a restaurant. No, some restaurants are better than others.
Yeah.
And I know that that's probably the same way with Vietnamese food.
If you're ever in my neck of the woods, this place is pretty good. I actually met them the first time. I'd heard about them, but I met them at the Taste the Town event that Papillion put on at Julie's Fireside.
Okay,
So
yes.
They had,
I think we talked about
Yeah.
that.
we
Yes.
did, yeah.
Yeah.
So, because you had on the guests and everything.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Yes.
I first met them at that event. I totally forgot about
Yeah.
that.
Wow.
That's right.
I met those guys and I was like, I'm going to come and check you guys out. I went and checked them out. Got some food. It was good. And
How'd the challenge you
What's
go?
their story?
Oh, man.
Yeah. Okay. Answer all the questions. Go
Yeah.
ahead.
So
we actually asked, because we did a video. I had one of my guys out who did the logo for Omaha Fattie. He's going to do video for us, possibly. So we were testing that out. So you get 45 minutes to finish this bowl of noodles. And 45 minutes seems like a long time to eat a meal. Mm-hmm. But when they brought it out, the guy's bringing it 2 hands. He's placing it on the table. And it's hot. It's like steaming hot. So not only do you have to try to eat all of the food,
that's not fair.
Do you have to wait for it to
that's
cool?
not
Does
fair.
that count?
it doesn't cool.
Okay, so that's
It was
not
hot
fair.
the whole 45 minutes.
That's not fair. That's not fair because that's out of your control. You can't burn yourself.
Yeah, I
it
was
should
just-
come out room temp.
Man, it was.
It should start when
It
you
was a
take your first
challenge.
bite.
Yes, right. When it's cool enough, take your first bite.
No. As soon as they bring it out, they said, all right, go 45 minutes. And yeah, that's what it was. I'm trying to
have everybody in the restaurant blowing on your soup.
Yeah, it was just like,
Nothing wrong with that.
No, that's good.
So you know what? When I saw that, I go, okay, I'm not sure that I'm going to be able to do this. But I mean, you have to wait for the video. But it was really good. There's so many things that are against you, like the same bites over and over. I kept saying, after a while, I mean, it was a huge ball of noodles. I was using the chopsticks to move the noodles around, and it was just like,
oh wait, you're eating soup with chopsticks?
Oh, do you have to use chopsticks too?
Probably not.
That sounds like that's working against you. I think that's cheating.
I think there's something.
It was fine. It was such a big ball that they were easy to pick up.
Okay.
But I mean, you get that, and then I probably made the wrong decision in my meat selection. I selected the brisket, which was good, but it was a little chewy.
Yeah.
So
okay.
Just trying to power through it and just chewing and chewing and chewing.
Yeah.
And then you have to handle the broth, and it's just like.
I bet your jaw was tired at the end of that.
It wasn't because the noodles. I mean, you can kind of just slurp those down.
Sure.
But if I had to do more of the meat, that would have been.
We must, as human beings, be able to consume between 4 and 5 pounds of food. Because that's, if you notice, most of the challenges involve between 4 and 5 pounds of whatever the food is.
That's usually what it is. Like,
because like when that Adam, what's his name, did that food.
Man versus
food. Man versus food. It was always like, you have a 4-pound burger or 5-pound, blah, blah, blah.
What was the steak challenge they used to have? Was that like a 84 ounce or it'd be a couple?
There's the old 96er, I think, on Great Outdoors.
16 ounces would be 1 pound. So yeah, 3, 4, 5. My God, that's a lot.
How about the meat sweats?
Yeah,
man?
It's a lot.
So we may or may not be diving into that world a little more in the future with Omaha Fattie.
It'd be tough.
Because people are like, Omaha Fattie, like you eat a lot of food, and I'm like, no, I don't necessarily eat a lot of food. That's not why I'm called Omaha Fattie. Yeah, but we thought, why not try to do something different, something exciting? The restaurant appreciated it.
What's the name of the restaurant?
That's what it is, Vietnamese restaurant in La Vista.
Smart.
Easy enough to remember.
Smart.
Very easy.
And so you were asking about their story. That's what we asked while we were there.
Yeah.
So they've been in this location for 10 years. It'll be 10 years in October, I think they said. But the restaurant itself had been around for 25 years. Some family owned it, and they took it over. So they've been doing decently, but just in the plaza that they're in La Vista, it's kind of hidden. You can't see it right from 84th Street or right from Giles, but they're at 83rd Avenue or Plaza or something. I think it's Avenue, but they're just tucked away 1 street over from 84th Street.
Easy to get to.
Yeah, it's it's
just
really
need
good.
To know it's there.
Yeah, it's really good. The people are nice, and
if somebody's going for the first time, what would be your suggestion?
They have some of the signature dishes that you'll find at an Asian restaurant, like the appetizers, like egg rolls or spring rolls.
Can slide right into those.
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
That's easy spring.
If you're not sure, they have some curry dishes that are.
Okay.
I don't even like curry that much, but it was pretty good. I would say you could just get, like a shrimp pho.
Something easy.
A shrimp pho?
Pho. Pho. Is it pho?
It's
Pho.
Pho. So they actually have a
PHO.
shirt that they created that says "What the pho."
That's awesome. I've never heard of shrimp pho before.
Yeah.
I've seen PHO, and I didn't know how to say it. Some people mentioning some places that they'd gone and it's like, or they'd made some at home. Made this, blah, blah, blah.
Is it pho? Is it pho? Is it pho?
Whatever. They made this. And I'm like, I knew that was Vietnamese.
Yeah.
No idea what it was.
Yeah, it's pho. So we actually talked about that too because, I've only had it a couple times locally. There's like 80th and Blondo, Pho Viet. And then there's one in Bellevue, Pho number 1 or number 1 Pho. So
they have a restaurant called
that I've been.
Pho Off, which would be a fun one.
Could just be fun.
Fun. Well, I mean, sure, you could go the family side of it if you want. Go pho yourself.
Yeah. Go
It's
pho.
like, is it you come in, you make your own pho?
Go
Pho off. Pho off.
Pho off.
Oh my God.
Okay, so like Dan Hoppin on his podcast,
Yeah.
Restaurant Hoppin, he asks every guest that he has on a question. It says, "I got you, restaurant of Omaha." So, to steal something from Dan, somebody comes in from out of town. You're like, all right, we're gonna go. I got you. We're gonna go here. Where would you take somebody?
Oh man, there's so many places. When he asked that question on his podcast, I'm also asking myself, trying to figure what it is, and I don't know.
There's a ton of places.
There's so
would
many
you go?
places.
Yeah.
Personally, my favorite is in Bellevue, and it's Golden Bowl, but it's more than just the food. everyone has their different tastes and their different likes and dislikes. But the atmosphere of Golden Bowl, they are the reason that I initially started doing food blogs. I wrote my first one on Golden Bowl, and we go in there. They have a dish named after me. If you like crab rangoon, if you call ahead, if you know that you're going, you got to call a day in advance at least. It's a huge crab rangoon. It's the size of 4 of the regular size
a taco
crab
salad shell, kind of that big,
Yeah,
like
it's
folded?
huge. Yeah,
What?
and it's called the Danell Special.
Oh,
So
awesome.
I'm like, man, I love you guys. No matter what, you're my number one. And we, there's everything that we've had there for the most part, we've enjoyed. I mean, there's like the peanut butter chicken that people like.
I've never had
It's
that.
a little much
oh
for
my
me.
God. Peanut butter chicken is awesome.
My wife and kids
Yeah.
enjoyed a lot. I'm like,
So
yeah,
good.
that's not my favorite. But what they do for me is I'll get the fried rice, the combination fried rice, but I also throw in the barbecue pork. And there's some dishes that aren't on the menu like that you don't know about, like the Hawaii 5-0. If you like
See?
sweet and sour.
they always
Yes,
have
love
those
sweet and
secret
sour.
menus.
Yeah. Well, this is a combination.
Okay.
So you'll have your beef, your chicken, and your shrimp in the Hawaii 5-0.
Very
So
nice.
that's my go-to.
This has got to stop. Every time Dan comes in, I'm starving. Now this ravenous. Got to
kidding.
stop.
No
I'm going to
kidding.
a favorite of you guys after
Yeah.
this. I'm meeting with a guy who reached out to me to see about meeting up.
Yeah.
He says he has a podcast and he's a business owner as well. So he wanted to do like a little meet and greet. But we're going to Paisans.
Oh,
Very
yeah.
nice.
Oh, my God. We were just there last week.
Yeah, I know.
Yes.
I wish I could have made it, but I was already off on Thursday and Friday, so I didn't think that
It's all right.
Not a
taking
good
time
look.
on Tuesday also would be. Yeah.
Not like Heidi. She doesn't care. She'll take PTO whenever.
Oh man, you know what? I used to like hoard all of my PTO, and I was like, I have to at least have 100 hours just in case. You
My
never
wife's
know.
the same way. A number.
never know
Gotta have
something's
a
gonna
certain
happen.
number. That's
Yeah.
a lot
Yeah.
of hours.
Yeah, but now I'm like, I need to take days just to survive.
Yeah.
I can't.
Little mental health.
Yeah, yeah. I'm like once a
Right.
month. I get like 2+ days a month, so I'm like, I can take 2 days a month.
You know,
and
it's
still be
funny.
where I'm at now.
We had PTO for however many, 17, 18, whatever. I didn't use it until the last month we were there.
Really? Because you enjoyed it so much?
I'm just like, I don't know.
We just
Why?
never had. And we never
It's
had.
like-
we never had like
there was-
managers really that made us fill paperwork out. Like
That
you
was the
just,
other
like,
thing, too.
You just tell them,
Yeah.
okay, I'm gonna need next Thursday off. Like, okay, cool, see ya.
We
And
never
just-
filled out stuff until like the last
Ever.
2 years. That
So we're probably
2 or
owed
3
about
years.
8 years of vacation.
I mean,
we never
Never
fill
took-
anything out.
hardly. Seriously,
Can you get that back?
I
Is it too
doubt.
late?
I doubt it.
I doubt it. Yeah,
They
I
had
doubt
somebody
it.
pretty strict in charge of it. So I'm just gonna say we'll just let that sleeping dog lie. I'm not gonna go back and fight
That's
the general.
that's very true.
I'm
Too
not
scary.
about to. All right, so maybe you're going to one of your favorite restaurants. Let's say what's your favorite dish of yours?
Sushi.
Okay.
So umami has been one of the ones that we talked
Yes.
about. We still really like blue also.
Yes. It's more of a fusion.
Yeah.
It's like Tex-Mex in Texas, like
Yeah.
going to have Mexican food. It's more of a Tex-Mex. Is
Yeah.
kind
You
of
get
what,
your Nebraska roll
Yeah.
or whatever with
right?
the beef and
it's kind of easy for people. It's a great place to go if you've never had sushi at all.
Good. Yeah, it's a
Yeah.
good starter place.
Absolutely, and a good place to finish too.
Right.
So let's do some wine pairings.
Oh, yeah,
Since I'm
Miss
just
Wine,
getting into
yeah.
my wine now.
I heard you guys before we started recording talking about sparkling wine,
I'm
beer,
not a bubbles
champagne, and
person.
spritzers, which surprised me because you like beer. You've enjoyed beer, so it's like
Well, it's been a few years since I've had beer.
yeah.
It actually has, because I kind of got on the. The only thing I would add is I would add club soda to my drink. It's really weird. Is club soda? It made a little bit of a difference whether when you added that, but
Yeah.
that's about the only thing that I would add to my drink. And I used to be a Pepsi drinker, Diet Pepsi all the way. But when it comes to sweet stuff,
yeah.
No
I just don't
bubbles.
like fizz, like wines. I don't know why it is. Champagne, even it gives me gas.
Well, that's that's
Number
a
one.
big
Expands.
reason right there.
It
Big,
expands.
Expands, right? And they can't drink as much because you expand. So I'm
you don't
just
want,
saying.
yeah. Well, you don't,
So-
and that's the last thing we all need. I mean,
Is to
pants are tight
expand.
anyway in 2020 right now, so we don't need to expand any further.
Well, see, and I'm not a connoisseur by any means. I don't like those stronger dry wines. Like Stella Rosa just is so sweet. Like
and you
it's-
brought that up. You
Yeah,
brought that up
it's
because
just-
it's a sparkling wine.
Yeah. Even though you say that you're not, next time I come,
Okay.
I'll bring a bottle and you can sample it and see
I'm
if
all
you like
for
it.
that. Okay.
Yeah.
Free
Yeah.
samples were always good.
Always good.
I'm telling you, it's like it's one of those things where you could probably drink a couple of bottles because it's so sweet and like it's almost like Kool-Aid. Like I don't even know. It's not even like you're
Purple
drinking
Passion
wine.
back in the day.
Yeah, it's just I don't know. Like I
not
went and bought.
exactly.
I never buy cases of wine, and I bought 12 bottles last weekend.
Good Lord.
Right?
Because I'm like I gotta
You
have
see, though-
every flavor.
I understand. I see somebody buys a case of beer, nobody says anything.
Yeah.
Right? Okay, fine. You buy a case of wine. Whoa.
Yeah, right.
What I
Come
tell
on.
you, if you
Ritzy.
follow those guys on Instagram, they do a really good job of advertising
Okay.
their product. I mean, the colors, the watermelon, the pineapple, they're so bright, and they definitely do a good job on Instagram.
You look at like, okay, and granted, not the same thing, but you look at like Mike's Hard. How all those flavors are so popular, but there's some that, lemonade, some people weren't into the lemonade, but they might like the watermelon.
Yep.
Or they might like the limeade was really good. I'm going to say, and it's gone. They don't make it anymore. But there are some other flavors, just not quite as, it's more palatable to some people. And
Yeah.
it's like, oh yeah, I like that a lot. But other flavors, not so much.
But have you tried the new Bud Light? You probably haven't. See, I haven't had beer in a minute. But the new Bud Light seltzer, I think it's a seltzer or whatever it's
I've
called.
only had a White Claw.
Strawberry. They have
I had a
strawberry
Truly
and
the other
orange.
day. It's awful.
Oh man, those, I mean, oh, you don't like it? Oh, I love Truly.
A Truly is just like White Claw, I
Yeah.
think. And I had some, I'm like,
Oh man,
well, this
love
is
them.
I'm sorry, this is disappointing.
This is so.
It's disappointing. It was like you can smell it. It's right there, and then you take a bite, and it's not there. I'm like, where'd it go?
It's definitely a lighter.
hint.
It's a hint of. There's a decent amount of
Don't be
alcohol
so
in them
coy.
though, but they're good. They have a new. I think it's new Truly or whatever. That's like a mango lemonade. We just got it this weekend, and Beth tried it. But seriously, those Bud Light ones are awesome. Post Malone knows what he's talking about.
Oh my
Those
God.
are the
That
strawberry
Super Bowl
ones are
commercial?
great. Yeah, it was
He
really
did.
good.
Yeah.
That was a
Yeah.
few $1 million well spent there, Post.
Right, he
Good job.
nailed it. It was good, very good.
I have to say that some people had written in talking about my choices, and we obviously had been talking to Susan and Cynthia, who also do a podcast here on Parkville as well, your second season, and we were talking wines with them, and both of them say, "Oh, it's as if to say that your palate will get more sophisticated. You're going to start
I
to like
listened
this."
to that one.
But
Yeah.
I heard from a lot of people who said, "You know what? I'm good with my Rieslings. I'm good with my Moscatos. I don't like them super sweet. Like maybe don't like the berry flavors, and I like the peach.
Yeah.
Something that's not quite as sweet. And one of them, Jamie, had written in and said, when I started wine, I was a lot of Moscatos and Rieslings, but I agree with Cynthia. The palate does grow, she says, but Merlot's pretty dry. And if you go by the box, go with Vela, not Franzia. Also, Barefoot's Pinot Noir is a bit sweeter than others. And the Barefoot, they have a Barefoot to go box.
Oh, they do.
I just saw it. Somehow it showed up in my timeline this week.
That's
I've
ironically
never
enough.
mentioned it on Twitter. I've never mentioned it on Twitter.
Except your phone is right by you, and we
Right?
talked about it
Yeah.
last
Oh,
week.
Next thing I
that's
know-
gonna be
Yes.
popping up.
Heck yeah.
There was an ad for Barefoot wine, and it was a little video, and she's props. I think it was Mindy Kaling, and she's obviously the spokesperson for Barefoot, and so she had a little box next to the table. Had a little pizza on the table, and she's getting ready to binge watch whatever TV show. And I was like, I hear you.
I mean, why not?
Right there.
Why not have boxes of wine all the time, all over the place?
They stack better.
I saw. It's true.
I do have the box of Frenzia in the fridge, and it's
the little
not
spout
bad.
with the spout, yeah.
Yes, I opened
Yeah.
it right the first time. Got the spout where it's supposed to, did the whole 9 yards, and it's ready to rock.
Hi, proud supporter, Kugler Vision.
In 2020, the year of clear vision, make it the best year yet with the modern LASIK from Kugler Vision. We've both experienced the dramatic change it can make in your life having a procedure done to correct your vision. And I couldn't be happier. I wish I would have done it a long time before I did, but I'm certainly glad I got it done when I did. February is going to be a huge month. You could be in the running for an Omaha night out. In the month of February, you need to schedule your consultation and attend it. You go in, and then you're automatically in the running for the Omaha Night Out, which is dinner for two at Chop House in the Old Market.
It'd be nice to be able to see the menu.
Plus, go see the Lumineers at CHI Health Center. It's on March 14th is the show. They'll be announcing the winner on March 2nd on their social media and give you plenty of time to claim your prize. But do yourself a favor. Go ahead and make that consultation appointment on their website at kuglervision.com.
It is a procedure still, right?
Yeah.
And the up to 7 potential options of a procedure. So you just don't want to go to anybody to get this done. You got to go to people that you trust, that other people have trusted, that we trust. And they have a ton of reviews from very satisfied customers. Best of Omaha, around the world, around the country. Exactly. People come back to Omaha just to go to Kugler Vision. So they're trusted.
There's a reason for that. And so, you want to make sure it's your eyesight.
And tell them you heard it on the Pat and JT podcast. Saw something this morning on, it might have been Twitter actually, where they said that over the next few years that wines out of California are going to be a lot cheaper because they overproduced grapes. Because I guess it's a 3-year cycle. You plant whatever you do it, but whatever you plant 3 years ago, you're reaping the benefits now, and it's like this human, right? Exactly, right. It's like huge amounts. So it's gonna be like a 30 or 40%. So it's a good time.
Well, then
for you
I
to
jumped on this
sample
train
wine.
the right time.
Yes, you did. You jumped on it.
So you just buy it and just store it.
That's it. That's exactly what I was thinking.
I need a wine room. I need that
right?
in my house.
That's the next thing.
My
Wine.
house is big
cellar.
enough.
You need a wine cellar. That's what we need.
Have someone
Invest in a wine
does some
cellar.
demolition work and knock out some walls. And
Now, one comment that came up too, because some people, of course, were making fun as well, and they weren't wine drinkers, but they were making fun about barefoot on tap being the TJ Swan of 2020. I'm like, you know what?
That TJ Swan.
Who's TJ Swan?
TJ Swan, you can't buy it anymore.
I haven't heard that forever.
TJ Swan and Boone's Farm.
Oh, Boone's Farm. They still sell that.
They still have Boone's Farm, but TJ Swan was huge, like in the 70s, 80s, probably in the 90s, I think, even too. In the 80s, definitely.
TJ Swan.
But TJ Swan had Magic Moments, Melanites, Stepping Out, and Easy Days.
I remember the Mellow Nights or whatever. I remember that one. Wow, that's like TBT.
It was like $1.50 a bottle. It was.
Oh wow, that's what my dad would call rot gut
or hooch.
Yeah. Oh, that's.
But Boone's Farm was about the same price. Boone's Farm at the same.
It was. I remember it being like $2. When I was in high school, $2 or something like that.
Purple Passion. You mean when you were in college?
Yeah. I mean, college.
I mean, Purple Passion was you get the 2-liter bottles for like $1.99. I mean, it was rough. But if like the cheap wines from Walmart, the oak leaf, whatever, it's like less than $3. And if you're gonna make a spritzer at home, just use that and pour in some Diet 7-Up or whatever, and it's awesome.
See, and that's how I felt about with vodkas. The same way. If you're gonna mix it with some other things anyway, why buy top shelf?
Right?
Oh man,
who cares?
Doesn't matter.
I'm with you.
I'm just thinking.
And after 2, it doesn't matter anyway.
Yeah. Oh my God, I found that out with Scotch. Ugh. And I remember
it took
drinking,
a while for Scotch.
Right? It's like after one glass, you'd have a Scotch, whatever, a drink when you went out. And it was like, that was the thing all my friends were drinking.
Oh, man.
So everybody ordered a Scotch.
That's the stuff that puts hair on your chest.
I hope not. So thankfully it didn't work. But you'd get one after the first one, then it was like drinking water.
Yeah.
But that first one was awful.
And it looks so cool. Scotch and whiskey. It's very Don Drapery. You just look, I want to come home, throw my vest.
Your puffy vest?
Let me back up. Throw my overcoat onto the couch or whatever and go to a bar cart and pour some whiskey.
Undo your tie.
I'm liking whiskey now too, but you're right. It's a very acquired taste. First drink is a little rough.
Right,
so have you had the screwball yet?
No.
Still not?
No. Mm-hmm. No, I got to pump the brakes because it goes through me like I go through it pretty quick.
Yeah.
Like,
it goes through me. I go through it.
Well, that's what. Yeah. Again, flip it around. Yeah, I've been known to go back to the kitchen a few times and look at them like that bottle's half gone. Like I got to just pump them.
What happened? Somebody spilled this?
Yeah. Who's drinking this?
But somebody would point out the TJ Swan, and somebody had asked about where you can buy it. And it said the answer was it's not made or sold anymore. So the only way to find it is from old stocks or wine collections. I want to know who's collecting TJ Swan.
eBay.
Yeah. Oh, we can find it.
Is that the same people that have Cabbage Patch Dolls in the boxes, original boxes?
Probably.
They have TJ Swan.
Probably
too. I'm just curious. Just curious if it's out there. Okay. Something else. Hard right, hard left, whatever. We're going to take a turn here. Tough segue. Saw some posts this weekend and I had to laugh, but also very serious too. And one of our friends, Lisa Pelto, was one of the people who posted something about this. And a couple of things that I saw, and it was about coronavirus. And she got a package of an item that she had ordered, and it came from China. As she's unpacking it, she's wondering about what all she is actually unpacking.
Well, that's a good question.
Because it was packed in China.
That's a great question.
And somebody else said, just remember, before you pop that bubble wrap, that air is from China.
That's
that the bubble wrap was made in. And I'm like, wait, Lisa Pelto, and she posted.
That never crossed my mind.
Yeah, you know what? After you tell
No,
this,
go ahead.
So I ordered some new jujitsu gear. On January 22nd, I got a notice saying that it was shipped. I go, okay. Well, it's been 2 weeks now, and I'm like, I haven't seen anything. So I reach out to the company, and I go, hey, I just want to make sure that everything was sent out, as you guys said.
Yeah.
And they go, sorry for the delay due to the coronavirus. We had to push back the shipping of it. I said, but you sent me an email and said that it was shipped on the 22nd. No, we got it out to our company that ships it out, but they hadn't been able to send it out. And I didn't even know it was coming from China because this place has international locations. It has locations in the U.S. and all over. So I just assumed it was going to.
So they're pausing it until the whole situation calms down? Or
Well,
what
they have told me that it has been sent now.
Okay.
But now I have no idea where it's at.
That's the thing. Somebody wrote into let's see, I got to find that. I pulled up a couple of emails that somebody wrote into is it CDC? Control.
Yeah.
Anyway, according to studies, they said the focus on pathogens like SARS, coronavirus, MERS is another one. The viruses can persist on surfaces and remain infectious at room temperature for up to 9 days. On average, 4 to 5 days. Low or high temperatures can sometimes further their lifespan. And somebody else wrote, am I at risk from a package or product shipped from China? Mm-hmm. There is still a lot that's unknown about this virus and how it spreads. There are 2 other coronaviruses that have emerged previously that caused severe illnesses in people, and that was SARS and MERS. They were both considered a coronavirus. The virus that causes this one is more genetically related to SARS than MERS, but both have their origins in bats.
Yeah, stupid.
Bat soup people. In any case, they said that it is a low risk, but there is still a slight risk. And mostly you'll see, most often it's spread through respiratory droplets. It's not necessarily, but it can be airborne, so it can get into stuff and then exist on the surface.
So when your stuff comes, just set outside for a couple of days.
Should I just put it in the
Microwave
sun or
put it outside.
get
It's
a
freezing.
hairdryer?
Yeah, or just set out in the snow.
Something to think
Freeze
about,
it.
though, when you're getting, because so many things are made in China.
Yeah.
You don't think about that at all. You just, it shows up. You
Never
just go
would have crossed
for
my
it.
mind.
Yeah.
Yeah, I posted I went to a restaurant down on 76th and Dodge. It's a Chinese restaurant. They make their own noodles and all this stuff. And I posted a video on TikTok, and someone said, "You just got the coronavirus." I'm like,
What?
I'm like, that's so dumb.
Stop
That's
it.
so dumb.
Just because it's a Chinese restaurant. Just stop.
It's not that. Yeah.
They didn't import their Wuhan stew.
Yeah.
Just leave me alone.
And they made all of their noodles here. They didn't ship them in. All the ingredients were here. It's American. I talked to the front end manager. They make it as close to authentic as possible, but things just like water in the United States is different from the water in China. So
I'm sure it is.
There's different things. So they make everything here as close as possible to authentic.
Using supplies from here.
Yes.
So we're not
Very good. But yeah, the coronavirus, there were some people that were being brought in from the ships.
I just heard today
about
that
they
on a
have
jet,
some
people were brought here.
Yeah. And somebody from Ashland got taken into the hospital from Camp Ashland, and they said they're fine and they're going back to Camp Ashland. Whatever they had. They were showing symptoms of coronavirus, and they took them in.
Was that you on the thread on Twitter
No,
where the guy was?
I wasn't beefing.
Oh no, there was someone that shared. There was an official or someone, a security guard or something. He was on the top of the stairs into the plane of the people who got to
taking
Nebraska.
a picture. Yeah.
He unzipped his
little selfie.
Unzipped his little jacket.
I'm like, hey man, what? At that time they weren't sick. Nobody was dying or anything. So whatever, take a selfie. And that plane that was bringing the people from the ship, they said how many people on there that actually had confirmed that they had it.
Yeah.
And they were approved to fly on the plane, but kept in a special area of the plane.
No, I'm sorry.
No, you get a different plane, man. I don't
that
want that. If I'm feeling healthy, I don't want somebody 5 or 6 rows behind me that's not.
It's like going to a restaurant and having a smoking and non-smoking section.
It was. I was just thinking of the planes.
Yeah.
Go back to the 80s, 70s when they had smoking on the planes.
Yeah.
No, that's the smoking section back there.
Yeah,
Not up here.
I don't trust that.
I'm sorry. This is a tube.
Yeah.
And we're all
Recycled air.
And the
Yeah, recycled
air
air.
is being recycled.
So I'd like to know where they were kept.
Yeah, they were just in the back. That's all.
That's not.
That's all. And I'm sure the curtains weren't anything
Nothing.
special.
I'm sure.
I bet you people were using that to call in to work.
PTO.
No, you stay at
PTO.
home. You stay. Do
So
not come in.
how does that work? Like, if you're quarantined by the government, you can't lose your job or anything. Like,
I would assume not.
do they
I mean-
have to? You have to burn vacation? Do you have to? I mean, how would
you're
that
quarantined?
work? Yeah, like if you're quarantined, I wonder how. If anybody knows, that'd be. I was thinking about
short-term
that this morning.
disability,
Yeah,
or
I, mean,
like,
I would think
Well,
you
like-
wouldn't have to be out of pocket for anything because there's nothing you can do about it. Like the government is keeping you.
These people
quarantined.
in particular that just came in from. Well, some of these people in Ashland, I'm not sure about all of them. Some were brought in because they were government workers that were brought back and they had to quarantine them. So they're taken care of. But you're right. I mean, if you were on that ship
Yeah, what do
and
you
you
do?
come back and there's 9 people have shown symptoms and so they're going to quarantine everybody else and they're going to be taken care of. Yeah, I would think.
Like, what do you do?
They can't get fired.
Yeah. I mean, I'd be like, I would assume like jury duty, but
wonder
yeah,
what-
so you know.
Yeah.
What kind of proof do you have to show? Because I might come down with something soon.
Yeah.
Like how long is the quarantine?
I think it's like what, 2 weeks,
It
up to
is.
3 weeks.
I think it's at least 2 weeks because
But then if
the
you start throwing,
incubation
if you start
period-
showing symptoms like
There-
on the 13th day, then they keep you for
right,
another 2 weeks.
because I think they said something about the gestation period, but they don't know that you're not contagious during those 2 weeks. That's why they're quarantined. So they're waiting to see if anything develops in those 2 weeks.
It just makes me think of like a
Yeah.
Netflix show or something.
It will
like
be.
Stranger
Pandemic.
Things
Have
or
you seen
something. I don't know.
Pandemic?
No,
Don't watch it right now. If you're at all nervous about this, don't watch it.
Some guy got really
It is
sick
kind
off
of
eating
interesting because
noodles.
it's more like a docuseries and it talks about as far as pandemics and how they're handled. But like in China right now, they're having a rash of thefts. The main one being toilet paper, which, by the way, it is not a symptom because
Right.
I thought flu, like
Yeah.
typical flu,
Yep.
it's
Diarrhea.
coming out of all ends, right? And that wasn't one of the symptoms, but apparently toilet paper's scarce in China.
Don't they only let them have
Well,
like a roll?
They
or
aren't replenishing supply. Like several businesses are shut down in China because the people
got
are
it.
keeping people out. So there's no place to buy it.
And that's why the stock
And they're
market
not
is-
bringing it in. Right.
Yeah.
And they're not bringing supplies in. So when stuff comes in, there was a rash of thefts. And I hate to use the word rash when you're talking about toilet paper, but there was a rash of thefts. And they said that somebody stole a bunch of toilet paper, armed robbery. And there was a crime gang. When you like to, what kind of cred do you have if you're a gang that gets busted for stealing TP?
I don't know. Good question.
They stole 600 rolls, valued at about $200. So about 30 cents a piece, a little over 30 cents a piece, that were stolen. But across the city, they've seen a lot of supplies of toilet paper that have been stolen, plus rice, pasta, and cleaning items. Face masks and hand sanitizers are almost impossible to get. So if anybody comes across them, they steal them because you can't buy them because stores aren't open, right? That's got to be. And you saw where they were actually blocking apartment buildings so people couldn't get out.
Yeah,
Really?
it's scary, man. It's scary, and
They were
you,
putting roadblocks.
And you
stuff
think
in
the
front of
government
them.
would give them that supplies that they needed, like people, like the hand sanitizers and all that stuff, would supply you with what you
Some
needed
kind of a
to keep it
government
down. Something,
dispensary.
something. Yeah, maybe
sounds-
you
I
just
mean-
go
But
somewhere
I don't
and get
know
it.
that they're allowing ships to dock
Oh yeah.
or anybody maybe at the docks to unload the supplies.
Yeah, I don't know.
They're gonna do
some
like
of the
cargo drops. Just
Yeah,
That's what's going to end up in.
Right.
Yeah. It is. It's scary though. The pictures of the places, the apartment buildings where they were literally the concrete barriers that you put up for on road construction stuff, and they had heavy machinery putting them in front of
man.
buildings so people couldn't get out
that is
of
terrifying.
their buildings because if they have it, they want it to stay in, and if they don't, it's outside. Terrifying.
Couldn't imagine.
Terrifying.
And somebody and you never want out of your house until you can't get out of your house.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. On the weekends, you're like, I'm just gonna sit here and chill all weekend, like never get off the
But
couch.
if your door was stuck,
Yep, you would be
The
going
whole weekend.
absolutely going crazy.
trying to get
Nuts.
I can imagine.
See the guy that, or the woman that got stuck in her house because the Amazon guy delivered the package and
Yes.
it got wedged
So funny.
and they couldn't open the front door.
No, I didn't.
And they
even-
put it right up against the front door and it got wedged just off to the side and the door wouldn't open.
It was funny.
But the funny part is she's videoing it. She probably could have got out a lot faster if she'd used both hands. Just saying. But she was videoing the whole thing and I'm thinking, do you have a back door?
Yes, a window or
Yeah.
something.
Most people do.
I would think, or something.
Unless it didn't look like an apartment.
Yeah, I
but
don't think
might
it
have
was.
been.
I don't think it
know.
was. But if it, yeah.
Well, so many things are staged nowadays with,
Right?
You want to get TikTok famous, Twitter famous, or
That's
whatever.
right. You stage it.
There was we were just talking about the latest TikTok challenge,
Ugh.
which was
Yeah, the electrical outlet.
the
one.
outlet
So
challenge,
stupid.
right? New one for you. eating the packing peanuts.
Why? And again, why stop them? You know what? Just honestly, it's
shame 'em.
Darwinism. Just look at them and say, you know what? If that's you think that's a good
awesome.
idea, if you think that's a good idea, then you guys go right ahead, have fun.
Like I don't understand. Like
I don't either.
people have always been. There have always been people who aren't as smart as others. But I don't understand why people do stuff like.
But back in the day, they got eaten by tigers.
Yeah,
we don't
like-
have tigers around here. Like they have to kind of take care of themselves when it comes to that stuff.
And
you-
we've been
Did you see
looking
about the
out for
hot
'em.
water challenge a couple years ago?
Yes, so dumb.
I told my daughter, she was having a sleepover, and I said, I can't believe I have to have this conversation with my daughter. Like, if anybody throws any boiling hot water on anyone, you're going to be in trouble.
Yeah.
Like
I mean,
serious trouble.
like, why are people doing that?
And then
Worse than
eating
third-degree
the
burns.
Tide Pods, having that conversation. If I ever hear of you guys, or if I see you ever having a Tide Pod anywhere,
Which is ridiculous.
it's
that
absolutely
you even have to
ridiculous.
say that.
Ridiculous statement to say.
Or,
Most people, I'm going to say, by the time of 7, they're done sticking noodles up their nose.
yeah, you would think, or you know,
13
and this
if
is
you're a boy.
adults or like,
I
you know,
did take that
college,
one.
high school students.
I did take that one because I didn't believe that you could put a noodle up here and have it come down at your and it is true, you can. And I was 13.
Well, but I mean that's harmless. I mean,
Right.
you're not setting yourself on fire.
Right. I'm doing something stupid.
Evel
I'm
Knievel.
not
That
like
was
trying
another
to start
one,
a fire. I'm not trying to do anything. I'm not eating something
Right?
like poison or anything.
like-
it's just a noodle up my nose.
Setting people on fire, setting themselves on fire is another one too.
Like, why would
they
you-
set themselves on fire to put themselves out quickly,
Yeah.
whether it's with water or roll on the ground or whatever it was.
Like, no, that like drowning and dying from fire are like the two worst ways in
worst.
my mind to
Yes.
die. Like, I'm not setting myself on fire.
I saw
like that.
I saw a meme a couple months ago, and it's so true that it said we spent and I remember spending so much time in elementary school, stop, drop, and roll.
Yeah,
that I
yeah.
thought. And the meme's like, we spent so much time learning stop, drop, and roll. I thought I was going to be on fire a lot more when I was
Really
And it's so
disappointed.
true. Like this never, and I've never had a knock on wood. I've never had a stop, drop, and roll moment ever.
Yep. See,
Nope.
that's
But we
just-
all
And
know
I'm a
it.
pyro.
But you know how to do
I'm a
it.
Well, I used to be a pyro. I don't know
We
how
were
to
talking
pyro
about, we
anymore,
are
but-
too, kind of. I was when I was a little kid.
Yeah.
I think everybody's a pyro
We
a
were
little
like,
bit.
we had the burn barrel out across on the other side of the driveway and go out and burn the trash.
Yep.
Oh, God. It was
Super
awful.
fun.
What we had was when my parents used to grill, I was always in charge of taking care of the coals afterwards. So I would throw them in the bushes and let the bushes catch on fire a little bit, and then get the hose and you know.
And then put it out.
Play first responder. You could play arsonist and first responder
Yep.
all
That
in
would
the
have been
same
a great
day.
TikTok.
God, seriously.
I tell you what one thing is cool but scary at the same time.
Yeah.
If you get like a paper towel roll or like a toilet paper roll,
The inside thing? The little cardboard
the
thing?
inside, yeah,
Okay.
and you light the top, sometimes it'll, I don't know if it's like sucking out the oxygen, but it's like a volcano, like a fire volcano. So it'll shake and then just balls of fire.
Really?
Yeah.
How'd
yeah.
you discover that?
My parents weren't home one time and I was about 8 and I was in the
there it is.
basement and I thought I was about to burn
God.
the house down.
And there it is.
Oh, my God.
That was your pyro moment.
Yeah.
Brought
Right?
to you by Small Guy Productions.
Wow.
Promotions.
Promotions, sorry. Small Guy Promotions.
Small guy promotion. I always
Omaha
like
Fattie.
hitting the paper towel
It'll be
ones
out.
and the Christmas wrap ones, but those were called doot-the-doos. Because
Oh my God. Yeah, that's right.
doot-the-doos.
Nice.
I never thought to set those on fire.
You look disappointed.
Wow.
You
Yeah.
missed so many
Yeah.
Opportunities missed.
It didn't happen. I don't know. It didn't happen every time I would do it. So, you know, I don't know if the setting has to be just right
Or
or
maybe
what.
if, like,
but-
Had some variables.
Squeeze it a little
Yeah,
bit.
I don't know.
I'm gonna have to try that. I'll try that. I have some
Pyro
doings at home.
moment.
Yeah.
Yep.
Brought to you by Small Guy.
Danell,
This
that's-
pyro moment brought to you by
I
Small Guy Promotions.
Never thought having you out here. We talk about the coronavirus as much, how to start fires and then
Yeah.
put them out. It's always entertaining having you out.
I'm
Thank
glad to
you.
be here.
Yeah.
Thank you guys for having me once
Yeah,
again.
you got
Absolutely.
it. So where can people find you online if they don't? I mean,
Yes.
everybody already
Oh,
knows
man,
you, but
our-
just in case.
TikTok, Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, the website, Omaha Fattie, FATTIE
Okay.
.com. You can go to smallguypromo.com. We're out here, homie.
All
We're
right.
out here.
Excellent.
Sounds good. Danell, thank you very
Thank
much.
you.
for
Thank
coming
you.
in. 402-403-9478. Text us. We got a lot of texts coming in. We'll get to those in our next episode. It'll be the third episode.
It'll be
of
lit.
season 2. Woohoo!
Pyro moment.
That's,
Pat and JT Podcast, a Parkville Media Production.